We live nowadays in a connected world, and this connected world, through digital networks and digital technologies, companies can now connect and engage with their customers in ways that they've never been able to do before. So this raises the idea or the possibility of really moving from a command and control mindset that traditional marketing has had to a connect and collaborate mindset that's more appropriate for the times. So what does this really mean? Traditionally, marketers, or mass marketers in particular, have adopted the command and control mindset, which really means that you create an offering, you create a very carefully crafted message and positioning, you buy media, and then you create a campaign that communicates this idea to your customers, and you try to shape their beliefs or their perceptions. It's a very one-directional, it's a one-way, and one-to-many approach. Now, clearly, with all the power that the customers have today, all the information that's available at their fingertips, they're not going to take this lying down. They now are able to talk to their peers, they're able to create their own sort of opinions, they're able to connect in communities. So we really need to shift our mindset to this notion of connect and collaborate. And so what this really means is you need to connect or reach out to your customers, your audiences, your partners, and anybody else in the world that has insight that they can contribute. But then you need to figure out how to collaborate with them in your marketing processes. So based on this idea, let's define collaborative marketing as an approach to marketing that relies on leveraging the creativity, the experience, the insights that your customers have by engaging them actively in your marketing processes and providing them something in return, which may be an economic reward or it may be a reputational reward. So the concept of collaborative marketing really has a few underlying concepts that are, that are built into it. First, that customers have a lot of creativity. They are smarter than you think, and they have a lot of ideas, and there are more of them than you. So there is a lot of creativity and insight you can tap into. Secondly, that actually customers want to reach out. They want to participate. They want to lean forward instead of leaning back as they have traditionally. Third is that customers will embrace what they co-create. So if they participate in the creation of products or marketing campaigns, then they actually get a sense of ownership and greater engagement. So these are sort of the basic principles of collaborative marketing. Now, as you think about collaborative marketing, though, you can take a full 360-degree approach. In all of the marketing processes, collaboration can be infused and embedded into it, whether it's the idea generation or collaborative ideation. For instance, if you look at Starbucks, they have created a wonderful website called mystarbucksidea.com, which allows customers to come in and give suggestions to Starbucks on any aspect of their operations or their products. And there are hundreds of thousands of people participating in this. It can be collaborative design, where you can come in and actually, Nokia invites customers into what they call their concept lounge, where you could go in and offer suggestions on new mobile devices or new ways of interacting with mobile devices. It can be collaborative design further on into the product. There's a Chicago-based company called Threadless that allows customers to come in and design their own t-shirts, and they actually sell the customer designs, and customers get a royalty if their designs are selected to be sold. So this allows them to completely outsource the design process to their customers. It can be collaborative advertising. For instance, there's an 18-year-old called Nick Haley in the United Kingdom who created an ad for the iPod Touch all by himself. Nobody asked him to. His ad on YouTube has now been seen by over 1.5 million people, as a result of which Apple called him in and actually created a professional ad with him as the director of the ad. And then there is collaborative distribution. Southwest Airlines embeds a little widget called Ding on your desktop by which they can actually make you into a travel agent, and they can push offers directly to you. And they attribute at least $150 million in incremental sales to this little application. So the idea here is that you should bring customers into your marketing processes, collaborate with them, because value increasingly is not something you deliver to customers. Value increasingly is something you co-create with customers. And that's really what collaborative marketing relies on. But what you do need to think carefully about are what sort of customers you want to interact with, because at the design stage you may want people who are more insightful and who are more creative. But when you're testing out a product, you want a customer sample that's more representative of the broader market. You also need to think carefully about what sorts of incentives you're going to create. Sometimes they're economic incentives, as in threadless, which gives a royalty. But in other cases, it may just be the pride and recognition that comes from being recognized, which is what Starbucks relies on or Amazon relies on for its product reviews. And finally, you need to be really careful about intellectual property and ownership. If customers are contributing something significant, like a new product idea, you may actually need to think about how intellectual property rights will be maintained and how revenues potentially might be shared with customers. But I truly believe that collaborative marketing is made possible by digital technology, by the internet, and by the new avenues we have of reaching out to customers. And it is not only something that you should do for a competitive advantage, it may soon become a competitive necessity. So that's really what collaborative marketing is in my view.